Today, Red Wolf isn't husky, Yaneth knows how to work a defib, and there's slim pickings on chicken fillets. This is the latest episode of Where Winning Matters at Premier Battles Recap. Let's talk about it.
I must not give in to these fantasies of weakness. Doubtless this is some charm laid on me by an evil shaman, evil sorcerer. Only the chase has meaning.
Keep running. Look, I'm in the outback where it's spooky. Wildcats still pursue me like owls do to the rats and the clouds do when I'm moody. Proud dads to Suzuki's, you backed out and amuse me. I'm good hair from I tear your whole crown flat. From I'm in the outback with no neighbors, giant snakes and the gators. You feel fear in your veins ever since the moment you came in. Heat raises the stakes and big meat is the fragrance. I reign here from a day to doubt that. From I'm in the outback with my chest out, I'm the best out. Who's next? Put you through the test, do the chew your neck out. When you eat through tube and bed bound, from I eat mountains for breakfast. Keep rounds in these
Yo, shout out to everybody out there who's watching this, subscribe to the channel, he's doing big things. My man Cammy, it's your man Caps, aka Angry Fan Man. We up out of here.
What is good, Cammygbr? We are here. As I said on the live stream, I hope you're winning where it matters. Another good episode today. This is probably, to be honest, one of my favorite episodes. Like, I quite liked it. I like the material from pretty much everyone. Like at some point in every battle for sure. Like this was, for me, this was more of the episode where there's more bars and stuff in it, which I really could appreciate in comparison to how other battles have been, and some that have been more jokey, some that have been more playful and whatnot at times. I think this one I could rewatch for sure, and it's probably one I probably will rewatch in all honesty, except from skip the parts of my podcast part because we need to get right to the battles. But no, as always, big thank you to Premier Battles for having me on the stream part. It always means a lot, having my shit on their channel. They do not need to do that. They do not need to do anything for me, but you know, I appreciate them so much for that. As a week in general, it was just good content, in all honesty, just good content, and now people are getting comfortable with the Feel Weird Studios. It took a week because, you know, it was getting the fine tune and all that. Like they were so used to having all the battles up in that studio in Manchester, and now we're in the UK Blue Room. That's where we're at, because everyone was looking a little blue, even me. Like, but what I am excited for, because I think after this week, it'll be after next week, it'll be the last of these battles, and the next battles are battles I haven't seen yet. And I'm not a spoiler for breaking a kayfabe and whatnot. You know, like you see me in the battles and whatnot, and as good as I can to time travel, I'm no that fast. So this will be the last ones that I see, and the other ones is just going to be straight up first time watches, which is great. I'm excited for that. But yeah, Feel Weird was looking good. I like that we're back having the conversations again. There's just a funny moments and whatnot. It's what makes the hosts people. It's what I like, because they're all funny fuckers. They all have something to say, and you know, Bloodstro's just got to come in heavy with that fucking. Bloodstro is needed. It's for the dynamic, and shout out Miles. What a guy. He's expensive. Miles is expensive, so you know, Gaspov had to go on the cheap. You know, some people make real money and some people make Gaspov pennies. So let's talk about the battles. Crow versus Red Wolf. You know, in a way, somewhat similar styles. In a way, they're not totally the same, but this was actually a battle that both kind of complemented each other on. And I'll be real, like, being in there in the building, this battle actually, He actually was better on camera than it was in the building, and it was pretty good in the building. Like, Red Wolf's material got off way better on camera, for sure. I think the judges were probably right to say that Crow won. I think the first was close. The second, I think Red Wolf, as great as second was, couldn't get around the coat angle. He could not get around the coat angle. And the third probably the weakest of both of the rounds. But I think I tell you, Red Wolf's second was really, really good. Like a lot of the, you know, the courier pigeon crow stuff, like that's, you know what, like that's a level of research that takes a bit of clever, you know what I mean, like that is proper research, and you know, and something that I don't think anyone has really noticed before, and I'm assuming I'll probably use again in some sort of way, like the crow, the courier, like, or I think it's courier properly, but like that's a level of analysis that it just takes a mind who took their time to pick up things to say for a battle that learned that. And Crow just so consistent, man. Crow was always going to be one of the favorites going into it, and Crow's like is a factory machine. You know what you're going to get from Crow. You know, the coat on the coat, brilliant. Like, just brilliant stuff, and a little out of Crow's comfort zone. It felt that like the Crow has a particular style. He has a style, and this one kind of veered a little bit off from it. So, you know, and that benefited him quite a lot, because if it was consistent, if it was the first round that Crow had versus Red Wolf second, Red Wolf would have got that second pretty convincingly. It's just so happened to be that Crow's second round was just as it was a completely different thing. It's a balance of energies of, oh, we're gonna go this way now. We went that way, and I'm gonna turn around and go this way. Like, it was a real balance. It was a great battle, and I'd recommend watching that one back after. I think it's worth the rewatch. It's worth checking it out, in all honesty. Beyond versus Yaneth. Now, this is Yaneth's first battle since being in the tournament. The thing with Yaneth, like in the building life for it, I really enjoyed this battle, and I think Yaneth does have something. He knows how to write. He's been here for a long time. He knows how to write. He knows how to put his point across. He knows there's so much that he does know when it comes to battling, when it comes to like just how things go, what does land, what doesn't land. And like, truth be told, like to me, the defibrillator line, like that might have been bar of the day to me. Like that, like as much as Yaneth is probably getting a bit of stick or whatever for losing the battle because he lost to Beyond in the end, and yes, the stumbling wasn't great throughout the rounds, like, and this is probably me with like Yaneth bias, I guess, like, that, you know, there is stuff in there, and it's just what I mean, I'm not going to be one just to sit and give Yaneth advice, because Yaneth, I think, knows it more than anyone. What he needs to do is tighten up. Like, he knows what he's doing, and it's probably a part of it where you're battling, and then your first battle back, and you're like, like, it happens to all of us. But, you know, Beyond, I tried to say weeks ago, keep an eye on Beyond. Keep an eye on Beyond, because I seen this performance, and I was really impressed with him. I was really impressed with Beyond. And Beyond is someone that is similar to Spirit, maybe a little more conviction from Beyond than Spirit for now, but just very much like there's definitely a specific type of puncher in there, and he's probably a little more eye battle-y than Spirit, in my opinion, maybe just a little bit more, but you know, to be honest, in our UK scene, there's not many people with that style. In our UK scene, there's people like yeah, we might say, oh, that's like eye battle, but there's, when you go from the UK side of it, it's kind of like taking the same thing into new territory. This isn't, there's not many people that really do that. Even the punchers that we have, like Frankie and Koji, they don't do that. They do something else. So I would say it's for me, it's a warm welcome, because I enjoy that type of material. I have done for many years. It's my comfort, I suppose. But as I mature in battle rap and realize that life isn't so serious and you can have fun, that the jokes and all that's all great as well. Yeah, it's definitely one of those where, like, I even would give Yanif the second personally, just off of the momentum building into it, but just the end of that is like, oh, I see why they didn't give him it. Just like I said, like beyond the downright fire bar, like the Hadouken was great, and it was just so, there's so many little bars in there. You could take the line out and go, oh, that's good. So just like Beyond is someone that we need to keep an eye out for. Same with Spirit. I see why Spirit and Beyond versus Hamel and Dub T, that 2-on-2 would have been great. That was meant to happen in December. I see why that would have been great, because all four of them have like great styles together. But I'm just saying this. I'm throwing this out here now. Get somebody. If somebody call Los Prime. I think Hamel's got some words to say. I said it in the chat, and I'm manifesting it. I'm needing Hamel versus Los Prime. That's what I'm needing. But that's not about this battle right now. As I said, Beyond had done well, and deserves the victory, and deserves the turnaround. He really deserves the turnaround. Pagan versus B Rambo. Man, Pagan. Pagan for now is putting up some of the best material of the tournament. Like, if I were to go back on these last two rounds, to me, Pagan is putting up some of the best stuff. Pagan, just like every round, there is something I can take away from it and going, Jesus. Like every battle, there's something that just something I sit back and I go, oh, I remember the Doctor Who bar. I remember Scissors Beats Rock. I walk away with something in my head going, that's the bar. B Rambo was good. Bobby Rex had a good point in saying that, like, at least something that I understand his perspective of connecting with B Rambo more. Bobby Rex, like, when he first started in battle rap, it was similar content for a little while, and then it took Bobby Rex to kind of develop into the behemoth that he is now. But that was very similar back in early Don't Flop, so it made sense to me why he's saying I connect with that more. For me, I'm looking at that like, and there's a part of me, and I'll say this politely as possible, because I would never say anything disrespectful to B Rambo at all. I would like to hear B Rambo, let's say hypothetically B Rambo was battling someone like Oops. I'm just throwing that name out there. I know he was in the UK before. And Oops had because the angle of him stealing taxpayer money from St. Louis, right? That was a thing that happened, or at least it was on the news and all that, right? St. Louis Superman. How would B Rambo address that angle? I would like to see some more serious angles rather than the bum fluff on the chin type deal. I just like what's a little more like, I don't want her to lose on what she has, because what she has is great and she's nailing it every time. Like, and for me, like even Pagan switching it up in the second round, like it was kind of like, oh, we're over here and now we're back. Like Crow did the same thing. We were over here and now we're back. Where B Ramble is of this side. Where I'd just like to see her dip the toe, and how does she address this? What's this? Like, for me, and Bobby could has his belief of how he perceives, like how he connects with someone. For me, if I'm to connect with someone like that, I'd have to know what a perspective is in multiple different areas of was this a good angle when he talked about this? Was this a good angle talking about this? And that's where I start to connect more, because I'm like, oh, that's a good point, or oh, I understand why you said that, and then does that then affect them in the future? But you know what I mean? Like I'd have to see a spread pause of what B Ramble does in different angles, where it seems that every battle is of a similar tone, where I would just want to see B Ramble like look at. I think it's good for her to battle some of these more serious guys. I think that the Hamel and the Pagan. I think she'll have a ball with a Dynamic Mike, who she has. I think is it's Dynamic Mike. They're on the same group. I think she'll have a ball with someone like that, like where she doesn't have to do the extra thing. But as I'm seeing it right now, I just personally would like to see different approaches from B Ramble, where I felt that Pagan, although Pagan, yes, was kind of in the pocket and didn't really dip out of the pocket too much, even though he was joking about it. It was a little bit. This is not going to sound like an insult as well. It's a little bit like the Charlie Clips thing, not by the 4 bars, but kind of the pocket of where he was. It was even when it's jokes for Charlie Clips is 4 bars, even when it's jokes is in the pocket, which is normally a good thing. It's just watch where someone might point that out, and when they do, let's say they land an impersonation on you and you can't then get out of that impersonation of yourself, it then deflates what you do. Was there any advice for Pagan? Maybe someone who's really good with the pockets. You know what? I'm going to say it, even though sometimes the writing isn't the best. Murder Mook. Murder Mook has just the way the pockets work and all that, and how he is succinct, this pocket to this pocket to this pocket to this pocket to wrap it. Like, maybe that's something for Pagan to look into, because I think Bobby could be onto something with being visible in the battle. That is this week's episode. Before we go, shout out to Rap Redux, who posted, he asked me to do a list of the top 10 battles of the UK. One thing I'm actually a little annoyed at myself for. So I was going through all the battles, I was going through everything, and it just, like, I was going through, who's Bobby Rex got? Who's Shuffle T got? Who's... And I just didn't even, because it's Shuffle Scapegoats, that battle just left my head, where it's probably in the top 10 conversation, if not the top honorable mention and debate between that and what would end up being number 10, Marlowe versus Quill. Both of them, like, because there's really good battles through and through, and if anything, Bobby Rex and Raptor Shuffle did put Premier Battles up, but it was a personal list, and I wanted to be as fair as possible and cover as much ground from both ends, all into Premier Battles. So I'm a little tweaked at myself, because I took time to get that list together, write the passages, and put all that together and send that off. I took time doing that, and so that one's on me. The other thing, I keep shaking the table, and it does that to the camera. Got another video coming out this week addressing Freddie Quinn's comments on Dead Men Talking podcast. That'll be out probably Wednesday. So I appreciate y'all. Catch you on the next week.